Hey guys, it's Mr. Calderon with Queen My Pawn, and I'm going to be installing Python on my computer. So Python is a high-level dynamic programming language. And what that means is basically you have two levels, high level and low level. High level being that it is based on arrays and objects that are abstract data structures. Whereas low level is dealing more with the machine itself. Like you're at the very, very base, like you're there working at the machine. Um, so think of it as like the low level is the physical and the high level is like the mental. Now, it's a general programming language, general purpose programming language, which means that it's based more on the fact that people can use it for stuff rather than it being dealing with the machine, where you don't actually have to work too much on the machine itself, but you need to do practical stuff. For example, let me show you something that I've created with Python. And here I am going to show you my screen, right? So back in 2015, well, 2016, I created a graph out of a spreadsheet that showed the jail bookings in Miami. And you can see all the different types of crimes that people committed in these months. And yeah, I actually created all of this just using Python, and it was actually pretty easy. And the graph was made using Plotly, which is something that is based on the Python language. You basically write code in Python and Plotly interprets it, and then it gives this. So you can see that in August and March, there were a lot of crimes compared to the other months. So that's probably because summer break is ending and because spring break is ending and everyone's getting rowdy. Like, oh my God, we got to go back to work. Another thing I created was this cabbage, rhubarb, and their abbreviations frequencies. Some detail, as you can see in this window, this is a chat room where people talk. And according to the room rules, they have this thing where if you've been greeted with the word cabbage, you may want to have a look here. Basically, it means hello and goodbye. So from what you can see, people say hello in the hours of 4 to 5 a.m. and 9 to 11. What I think it is really is that people in Europe are getting in work at 9 to 10 a.m. And over here in the US, it's still like 5 hours or 6 hours behind. And then finally, the Americans work. Same thing for the rhubarbs, where people say goodbye later on in the day and in the afternoon. And you can see over here on the bottom as well, that's interesting stuff that you can create with Python. Now, Python has been around for a long time. Back when I started to use it, it was still Python 2.8, and now it's Python 3.9.5, which means that it's always developing, which means that it's going to be popular for a long time. Okay, because people are using Python because it's so awesome. I've done so much with Python, and it's a very useful language. Now let's actually get to the installing. So you just go to python.org. So let's do that right now, python.org. Then you can click on downloads, and then you can see download for Windows, or you can view the full list of downloads, and you can see there, depending on whether you have a MacBook or a Linux machine, you can click on these respectively, and it'll download it for you. So I'm going to go ahead and download it, and there it is. It's downloaded. So I'm opening it up. I'm going to click install now. And as you can see, that's including pip, which is a package installer, which is going to be super useful for all the packages we're going to be working with. IDLE is the integrated developing, it's an interpreter basically. And documentation, which is great because this is documentation as well right here, basically showing you the manual. Okay, so like the tutorial, you can see all the stuff that you can work on. Data structures, that's big. Okay, we'll be working on that later on. So let's go ahead and install now. Oh, I forgot I wasn't showing my screen. Hold on. Let me share my actual screen. So there we are. I'm sharing my entire screen now. Downloads, Python right there. Perfect. So I'm pretty sure you can all see that. Install now. Yes. And so it's installing now. Okay. You can also do a custom installation and change your path, which is where all the executables are located in your computer, or you can just keep it simple and install like normal. Okay. So let's see what's doing. Okay, it's installing pip. And afterwards, you can see we'll be using PowerShell to access our Python files. PowerShell is included in Windows, and you can get to anywhere and everywhere. We'll be working on that. So the setup is successful. So basically, Python is installed, and now we're ready to work with Python. So that's basically it. Now that you have Python, if you have any questions, you can put them in the comment section. And if you like the video, make sure to click the like button, make sure to subscribe by clicking the red button, and I'll see you on the next one.